Hey, vinyl community, how's it going, man? I hope everybody's doing all right. Today is Tuesday. It is August 16th. And as you can see from the description below, I'm actually going through my Genesis 7-inch vinyl collection all over again. There are just a few additions to this pile of records. So, and I know that the last time I did, well, the first time and the last time that I did a video on my 7-inch Genesis collection, I delved into some detail on some of them, especially some of the older ones. So I'm gonna breeze through this pretty quickly. I'm gonna try to make this a pretty quick video and basically showcase what I have. There's at least 3 new ones in here, and I think there might be another one, but I'm not sure. And there are a couple that I neglected to ever show whenever I did my Genesis videos. So, starting right now, again, here's Happy the Man, 7 Stones. The single itself is the real article. This is a genuine UK pressing of the single and is in really great shape. Very good plus to near mint, I would say. It's really clean. Both sides are really clean. And I got it a long time ago. And it's one of my favorite. It's kind of a holy grail item, quite frankly. And again, the sleeve is a bootleg sleeve. It's not the genuine article like the record is. The record's real. The sleeve is a bootleg. But I figure, you know, presentation, it is beautiful, and it is very close to, I mean, it looks almost like the real thing. There are some things on it that aren't quite right compared to a real Happy the Man sleeve, but I'm just happy to have this nice sleeve, man. I think it looks beautiful, and even though it's not the real thing, it still looks nice. And as long as the way I see it, as long as you can admit it, that this is not the real thing, and you don't try to pass it off as real, it's all good, man. There's nothing wrong with that. So I like it. I wish it was real, but I will not pretend that it's real. I will tell you it's a bootleg sleeve, but it still looks awesome. All right. So that's the first. That is the first record. Here's the bootleg single that came in the bootleg sleeve. It's a piece of crap. If you want it, I'll sell it to you for $1. But you don't get the sleeve. Here is I Know What I Like, a stereo mono pressing. Here, it's a US pressing. I think there might be a couple of different kinds of pressings of this promotional single, but I don't know for sure. All I know is this is so pristine. It is in really beautiful condition, and I'm really glad to have it. It's nice. Distributed by, it's the famous Charisma label, distributed by Atlantic Records, just like the album that it came from, Selling England. All right. A beautiful copy of this record. I mean, if you're really looking for this record, this is one to get because it's so clean, and in a factory sleeve for Atlantic and Atco and Cotillion. They're all related. Here is my Italian single of I Know What I Like and Twilight Alehouse, an absolute gem. The sleeve's in great shape. A little bit of a, well, I don't know if it's actually split up top, but I don't see a split, but it is a little bit worn. But beautiful condition. And the record itself is in beautiful condition as well. I would say near mint. And I got this back in 1983. This and three other, well, two other Genesis singles and a Peter Gabriel single. So you'll be seeing the Genesis singles that I got along with this one. Oh man, I'm so glad I picked these up back then, because the actual price of these singles back then was a lot less than what it is now. Yeah, this one's a real. I got several Holy Grails in my Genesis single collection, and this is one of them for sure. Here is the British copy of the Carpet Crawlers. This one's a little bit noisier than some of the other stuff I have. It's a little bit poppier. It is a Porky Prime cut. It says it right there in the dead wax. Yep. So CB 251. Carpet Crawlers. I mean, the Carpet Crawlers. And The Waiting Room, Evil Jam, which is about 4 minutes long. All right. So it was kind of a must-have, because I wanted the Evil Jam. All right. No picture sleeves. Not in England. There weren't a lot of picture sleeves until you get to the later years. Here is a Italian carpet crawl. The B-side is The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Right? Italian single sleeve. Man. Yeah. Edited. I think that I think that this B-side's pretty edited too. Pretty much. Not butchered, but edited. Wow. So far, nothing new. You've seen all these. If you saw my previous video, you've seen all these. As well as this one, the German release of Counting Out Time. And Riding the Scree is the B-side. I like having the B-side, man. That's so cool. Having that on a single. And it is the, it's not edited. It's the entire version of Riding the Scree. There's no edited version. Counting Out Time's a strange one. It comes in with a fade in on a piano note. And then Peter starts singing right away. So, definitely an interesting edit, or bizarre edit, or both, I guess. And this sleeve, the edge of the sleeve is a little beat up, and this is split here on the side, but it looks good to me, man. Doesn't, you know, it's interesting because some of these European single sleeves, they don't they don't end up with a lot of ring wear on them. It's kind of nice. Ring wear is such an ugly thing to me. And it may not even be an ugly to a lot of people. A lot of people might say, hey, it just shows that we really like the record a lot. Or we listen to it a lot, man. Yeah, but I don't want to see ring wear. I want it, you know, I want it to look nice. I want it to look new. Here is my stereo mono promotional single of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and it is really seen better days. This must have been at an AM station where they probably beat the hell out of it. All right. Yeah, stain on the sleeve here. There's probably a sticker there or a piece of tape or some crap, and it's just worn out. You could see it. It's not something that I would, if I didn't have this, I think I would survive. No problem. Let's put it that way. And here is one of 3 copies of my Italian Ripples with the B-side It's Yourself, the non-album track It's Yourself. Ripples is, I believe it's edited. Yeah, this is, yeah, I believe it's edited. Ripples is definitely edited. The album version, I think, is like 6 or 7 minutes long, and this is 4:25. But there is that very long instrumental passage in the middle of it. But what a beautiful record. And this version of It's Yourself on the B-side of this Italian single is the most complete version of the song that I've ever heard, except that it doesn't have the extra verse. This is the shorter version without the extra verse. That version was only released, I think, on a box set much later, when they started going through, you know, their catalog and started putting out compilations and box sets. But this has the hard ending that I really like, and it's the first version of the song that I ever owned. This Italian version. Yep, the Italians did a good job, man, with this. If I do say so myself. My fine cousins. All right. Like I said, 2 more copies. And these are all in really good shape. This one is not as in good shape. I have 2 really clean copies, and then one that's a little bit more beat up. But anyway, 3 copies of this thing. All right, here is a domestic copy of Ripples. All right, Ripples, a domestic promotional copy of Ripples and Entangled on Atco Records. And this is actually this is in really good shape. The label looks a little bit worn, but the record itself, the playing surface, is actually pretty clean. So it's nice. This is in a factory Atco sleeve, which is also nice. Very nice. Ooh. Now here's one of the new items that I got, and I'm so glad that I scored this. It is a German Your Own Special Way. The B-side is It's Yourself. it's really basically the same on both sides. It's I guess the back has the phonogram. All right, trademark. But it's a little bit beat up. The sleeve's a little bit, slightly beat up, but I think this is beautiful. The European sleeves, they have a tendency to hold up quite nicely, I think. Bit of a tear on the bottom, but not on the sides. It's pretty well intact. And I love it. I love the design. I love the colors in that. You know, that beautiful gray autumn looking thing with the brown leaves. It's beautiful. I love this. I always wanted to get a copy of this, or the one, I think it's Portugal, has a similar looking sleeve. Or is it Spain? Well, they're right next to one another anyway, right? The record is pink, and It's Yourself fades earlier. On this single, it fades earlier than on the Italian single. So I was very surprised when I played this to check it out. And it's in pretty good, I would say very good plus condition. But It's Yourself fades out early. So that surprised me, man. Anyway, I really was glad to score this. I always wanted to have one picture sleeve, and there is only one picture sleeve. Well, there's a couple of different versions of It's Yourself in a picture sleeve, in a European picture sleeve. This is German. Like I said, I think it's Spain or Portugal, has a very similar looking sleeve. Very, very, it's almost identical. But anyway, so this is one of my new acquisitions, and I love it. It's so beautiful. Here is a copy of British copy of Ripples. Purple, instead of a silver plastic label, it's a purple purple label. Actually, a Trick of the Tail is the A side, and Ripples is the B side. CB 277, yeah. Ripples is B-side. Obviously, it's an edited version. Trick of the Tail. I don't know if this is edited or not. I can't remember. That probably isn't. It's probably the full version because it's only about 4.5 minutes long, I think, if I remember right. And you know, it fits. It's gonna fit on a single. So. Or maybe the fade's a little quicker or something, I don't know. But anyway. Now, I have this sleeve. I remember this sleeve for Man on the Corner. So, I don't know if this sleeve, I don't know if this single came in this sleeve. The little green Charisma guy at the bottom all over the place because the label's purple, so it doesn't really match. And I don't know if it says anything on Discogs, and even if it does, I don't know if it's accurate. So, I've got a lot of questions. I'm very skeptical. Here is Your Own Special Way. Your Own Special Way and It's Yourself, the British release. I think this one fades out, but it fades out like slightly early, but not as early as the German It's Yourself. So it's really weird, man. There's all kinds of different versions of these songs. You know what? Actually, I think that this has. You know what? I take that back. I think that the UK version on the back of Your Own Special Way, which is also an edited version. Of course, it doesn't have the piano solo in the middle. Yeah, that's right. I think that this actually does have a hard ending. So why they faded out on the box sets is really bizarre to me. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. And here is the Canadian pressing of Your Own Special Way. The B-side is In That Quiet Earth. And what a cool B-side. It's not a non-album track, but it's kind of cool to have the edit where this just goes right into it, and then it fades right before it goes into Afterglow. It's just, you know, that was a beautiful move by Atco in Canada. All right, here is Match of the Day. This is the British release, and I do have a couple of copies of it. This one actually looks kind of beat up, but it's plays beautifully. Why does it look beat up though? Oh. Yeah. Oh well. I have so many, as you may have seen in a couple of earlier videos, when I focused on this very EP and different versions of it that I have. Yeah, I do have a lot of copies of this. All right, so that's the British release. This is the same thing. And then there's this one. Now, I remember I forgot what territory this is from. This is Scandinavian. I kid you not, it is from Scandinavia. And it's got that ugly sticker on the back, but that sticker doesn't happen to cover anything up, so that was nice. And this Scandinavian release has that beautiful Charisma label, side A, Match of the Day, and Pigeons, and then side B, Inside and Out. Yeah, pretty, I'd say very good plus, or maybe very good. It's a little bit poppy, but I don't care. I kind of like just looking at it, quite frankly, because I like the label. Yeah, it's funny. I wasn't always like this with my records. I love my record collection. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't always like getting every, you know, copy of, like, just recently I just went nuts going after some different versions of this EP. EPs are special to me because, you know, in America, the EP is a real rarity. At least in the 60s and 70s, or definitely the 70s. Like, you could get jazz singles and you can get jazz 7-inch EPs easily, you know, back in the, I guess, in the late 50s and early 60s. But rock singles or rock EPs of rock music, classic rock music, not too common. And as a matter of fact, in America, this EP was never released. Never released. In the Canadian 12-inch. So in Canada, they released the 12-inch. But here in America, the one track you could find was on the back of this single right here. Let's do this in a proper order. Follow You, Follow Me. Moving on to the next album, and then there were 3. And in fact, Follow You, Follow Me, the American single version is an alternate mix. It's got more of a calypso feel to it. Ahmet Ertegun was talking to the boys and said, hey, maybe you could put a calypso kind of a feel on the American release. And the B-side is Inside and Out. The full version of Inside and Out, which is almost 7 minutes long. It's timed at 6:41. Almost 7 minutes. All right. So, slightly different edit and different mix of Follow You, Follow Me for sure. Inside and Out is identical to every other place that you could find it. All right, so this is unique. And I do have 2 copies of it. All right. And then there is the British release of Follow You, Follow Me. Genesis at their most poppy. All right, the British release is the plastic, silver, molded, blah, blah, blah. Ballad of Big is the B-side. Ballad of Big. Ballad of Big. I still think Then There Were 3 is a great album with some really great songs, some really great stuff. Great performance by Phil on the vocals, man, no doubt. And this picture sleeve is in beautiful condition. The lightest of ringwear. You can hardly see it. The way that they make the singles, I think would cause a lot of ringwear right in the middle, right here on British singles. If you didn't put the record in a protective, like a lined sleeve or something, you would end up with a lot of ringwear, and you could see it on here, but it is pretty light, so not at all on the back. And then in Japan, same thing. Follow You, Follow Me, Ballad of Big. And yep, Ballad of Big, Follow You, Follow Me. It was on the famous Charisma label out of Japan. Although later you'll see a Japanese single of a Genesis Japanese single, but it's on WEA. It's on the Warner Elektra Atlantic label, and I do not understand for the life of me why that is. Yeah, I like this. Nice. This is a Old Gold of A Trick of the Tail and Follow You, Follow Me. That's another item I really don't need, quite frankly. Here's Many Too Many. This is the original single that I bought way back when I was still in high school. And Love for the two B-sides, another EP, right? The Day the Light Went Out and Vancouver. Those two songs. And they're great. I think these are great songs. The Day the Light Went Out, a science fiction thing. And Vancouver is a beautiful ballad about a little girl who ran away from home and then came back. And mom and dad forgave her, and they all lived happily ever after. And it's very, very beautiful. It's lovely. Sleeve is sleeve's in great shape, but it's just, I don't know, man. Genesis British picture sleeves are not all that special. I mean, I like having them. You know, in fact, they're kind of like must-haves for me, but they really are not that, like, there's nothing here except the little guy at the bottom. I covered him up with my finger, the little charisma guy, and the song titles at the top, but there's just nothing. Maybe I'm being a little bit, maybe I'm being a little too critical. I don't know. So another copy of The Day of Many Too Many without the picture sleeve. Here is Go West Young Man, the mono stereo promotional record. And again, this is something, these promotional singles, when you get to Then There Were Three, and like, I don't know. Give me a second. This thing again. 8 songs squeezed onto, so you have 4 songs on each side, 2 by each artist. So it's like you get like about a minute and a half or maybe 2 minutes worth of music by each of these artists. Well, times 2, because they're 2 songs a piece. This is a flexi disc from Flexi Pop magazine. This is Flexi Pop number 021, and it is The Lady Lies. It's a live version of The Lady Lies. Oops. It's cool. I put it here like this. I see it in the right direction, and it's funny. This way, now you can see it, what it looks like. And it is a green flexi disc with The Lady Lies live. And it's a really good version of The Lady Lies. And I'm not sure if it is on one of their box sets or not. I forget. I call myself the archivist, but I can't remember what's on the box set, so I'm falling down on the job. Another copy. Here is Misunderstanding. The B-side, Evidence of Autumn. This is the British picture sleeve. The original version that I picked up, the copy that I picked up when I was in college. There's good old Albert on the back. got the silver, the classic silver label, pressed label, plastic pressed label. And here is Duchess. And here's Duchess 2. 2 copies of this. Duchess and Open Door, Mike Rutherford's track. Evidence of Autumn was written by Tony, and Open Door is by Mike Rutherford. Beautiful, beautiful piece of music, Open Door. And Evidence of Autumn is really beautiful too. Really, like some great B-sides, non-album B-sides, man, these 2 songs. Until 3 Sides Live came out, and in America, they put those 2 songs on the side 4, along with along with their EP 3x3, I think it is. Here's Turn It On Again. This is the British Turn It On Again, and Behind the Lines Part 2. They make it sound like it's like a whole nother piece of music, but all it is Behind the Lines, and it's edited. It's they took out the whole introduction, the long instrumental introduction. That's the B-side there, you see. And Turn It On Again, the A-side. No picture sleeve for this one. I don't get these guys, man. They put out 2 records, 2 singles from the album, and then they put out Turn It On Again. No picture sleeve. You slugs. Neat, because it's got Albert running along the top here, so it was kind of a customized version of the silver label. Great, the famous Charisma label. Here is the domestic copy of the domestic release of Misunderstanding with Behind the Lines. All right, this is what they released in America. Yep, the famous Atlantic label. And the version of Behind the Lines on here is the full album version of Behind the Lines. So there you go. That's what they put out in America. And here's Turn It On Again. This is the Japanese release. Here you get the words, and here you get Behind the Lines. The version of Behind the Lines is only 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so I imagine that's the truncated version, part 2. Behind the Lines. Yeah, it doesn't say part 2, but I think that's what it is. And it is on the famous Charisma label. I won't pull it out. You know what it looks like. Turn It On Again, Behind the Lines, Part 2. See, here in Holland, I think this is the Holland release, if I remember correctly. Made in Holland. Yes, it is. Turn It On Again. And Behind the Lines, Part 2. And it's got a different B-side, different pictures on the back here. If you want to see the Holland, the back of the Holland sleeve, there it is. These 3 guys who made a lot of money putting this album out. And Duke, I love Duke. Duke's a great album, man. I have 4 copies of the freaking album now. 4 copies of Duke. I'm almost ashamed to admit it. Of course, almost is the operative word there. Here's Turn It On Again. In America, Turn It On Again was paired up with Evidence of Autumn. No picture sleeve. Thanks, America, you cheap bastards. And here is, moving on, Abacab. B-side is another record. This is a early British pressing of the single. And it comes with these beautiful custom labels, which I dig a lot. So there you go. It's a shorter version of Abacab, but another record is the album version of another record. All right. Do you see the B side of it? Did I show it? I don't know. Maybe I did. There it is. CB388. Three copies of that early release with the customized label, and then when they ran out of labels, you get this silver pressed label. It's a little bit different than the usual. It's ran out of labels. I thought that was funny. Right, another record on the B side. All right, I have two of these. 5 copies of Abacab. Here is Keep It Dark. Here's a nice picture sleeve. I like this. This is kind of cool. Keep It Dark, and the B-side, the non-album track Nama Nanu. All right. You know what the record looks like. Pull it out. But I do like the sleeve. Nice. And I do like the song. Keep It Dark's a great tune, man. And now, to unveil a new acquisition, I have been keeping my eyes peeled for something like this, for this sleeve, for 30 years now, 25 years now. And I paid a lot of money for this stupid thing. And it's not in the best condition, but I did say I will pay for it. And I did pay for it, and I gave the guy positive feedback for this Man on the Corner sleeve. B-side is Submarine. Now, goddamn charisma, man. So they designed this picture sleeve, and it's plenty of ring wear there too, right? Not too bad. I could live with it. Believe me, I'm fine with this. But where's the Mad Hatter? Where is it? There is no Mad Hatter on here. I was so bummed out about that. And the record itself it's identical to the one that comes in the black and green sleeve. Okay, so anyway, there you go. I finally got this thing, and it was a hole in my collection that was driving me nuts. That's an OCD thing for sure. A little stain here on the side, right? See that? What the hell? You had to have that oily Italian sandwich, you stupid bastard, while you were listening to this thing. So, anyway, here's the copy that I've had all along. This has the Mad Hatter on it, at least. you know, this generic sleeve, but they couldn't have put them on the actual picture sleeve. You bastards! I don't get it. I really don't get that. All right, here is the Spanish. I believe this is Spanish. Man on the Corner special mix with Submarine on the back. Hombre en la esquina. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, yeah. I mean, the title is in Spanish or Portuguese. Neat, neat picture sleeve. Anyway, I do dig that. But it was bothering me that I didn't have the UK picture sleeve. So I can finally now honestly say that the UK picture sleeve is in my collection, and I can rest easy now. Big dummy. This is the American Abacab single with beautiful picture sleeve, and Who Done It is on the B side. Here is the domestic Man on the Corner, and the B-side is Submarine. Right. Here is the 3x3. Catalog number is Gen 1. No, I was going to say Gen 01, but there is no O there. It's GEN 1. And this is the EP, the British EP. It's made to look like a Beatles, an old Beatles record, except that there's only 3 guys jumping over here in the front. Where's Ringo? Ringo, where are you? Who's that little old man? All right, I think this is really beautiful, and when it came out, I loved it. I love the parody of a Beatles single. Mazzy might not like it because I don't think I know he's not too fond of Phil Collins, but I don't know if he resents the parody. Probably not. I don't think Mazzy cares. Mazzy, you don't care, do you? I don't think so. Mazzy's not watching this anyway. I don't think he's going to watch this. Here is here's the picture disc of 3x3. See, it says 3x3, and it's a picture disc. So there you have it. And came in this lovely plastic sleeve that these plastic sleeves seem to affect regular records, regular vinyl, but picture sleeves don't seem to be too affected by it. So I don't know why that is. Here is the Japanese single. It's not 3x3, it's just a single. It's only got 2 tracks. It's Paper Late and Evidence of Autumn. No, Paper Late and You Might Recall. You Might Recall. One of the most beautiful songs Tony Banks has ever written and that Genesis has ever recorded. You Might Recall is absolutely a beautiful piece of music. One of my favorite Genesis songs ever, quite frankly. You Might Recall. If you're not familiar with it, check it out on YouTube. You can check it out real easily. You're probably better off checking that out than watching this stupid video. I'm at 49 minutes now. Oh, 50 minutes. God damn, I meant this to go quicker than that. Here is a domestic copy of the single, because in America they don't put out EPs. Paper Late and You Might Recall again. And here is another copy of the domestic single. So there you go. Here is the re-release. This is the Italian single, a re-release of In the Beginning, and the B-side is The Serpent. And I have put this here because it was actually released in 1982, but I think what I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to stick this in the front of the line next to Happy the Man, because I really would prefer actually to keep this in chronological order of when the songs were recorded. And so I think I'll go ahead and just do that right now, if you don't mind. That's an OCD thing too. Here's Firth of Fifth. This is the a bootleg sleeve that I actually made from the image that I found online. I think this is supposed to be what the back of it looks like. Firth of Fifth, Genesis Information, released it, and here is what the floppy disk looks like, or the flexi disk looks like. All right, Firth of Fifth. Should really try to find an actual genuine copy of the picture sleeve. That would be nice. But this one's numbered 1287. Numbered. That's funny. All right. Here is, what the hell is this? Misunderstanding, and this is a promotional copy of Misunderstanding in stereo on both sides. And now we are at, this is from the 1983 Genesis release, self-titled release. Here is the 7-inch single of Mama. This is the British single of Mama, and It's Gonna Get Better. These are the album versions of those two songs. If you get the 12-inch, as I said in my last 7-inch video, if you get the 12-inch of this release of this, you get longer versions than what's on the album. And of course, when they released it, the album on CD years later, because in 1983 they weren't putting these stuff out on CD, they were putting it out on vinyl. So later in the decade, when the CDs came out, they kept the short versions on the CD, because somebody at Atlantic has definitely missing some freaking brain cells. Unbelievable, those guys. Here is That's All, and Taking It All Too Hard. This is another British single, but it's got a die-cut sleeve so you can see the flowers inside, and that's all, folks. Of course, this side is the side that the song Taking It All Too Hard is on. So it's kind of like they got it all screwed up anyway. Here is the picture sleeve of That's All, and Taking It All Too Hard. All right. Oddball. The Genesis cat. I love Genesis. I really do. And I love having the records from their catalog, but it is such a strange catalog to collect. I still think that it's a really weird catalog. And I just do. It's really odd. It's a lot of odd releases. Same with Gabriel, same with Rutherford. A lot of odd stuff. Here is Illegal Alien. All right, the UK release of Illegal Alien. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even showing you the records, am I? Oh, here is a custom. Yeah, I'm showing you the records. What the hell am I talking about? Custom label for Illegal Alien. Passport stamped. And turn it on again. This is a shorter version of the live medley. I'm pretty sure that the 7-inch version of that track is a shorter version than what's on the 12-inch single. All right, Virgin. This is when Virgin Charisma merged. I think it was in '83. I think that's the first time they started pairing up those logos, Charisma and Virgin Records. I think, if I remember right. All right. And here is I believe this is a Dutch 7-inch single. That's All and Home by the Sea. I like this. And then there's this. right. It's on a blue Vertigo label. Okay. This is a Vertigo pressing. I think it is a Dutch or pressed in Holland, if I remember correctly. Yep, made in Holland on Vertigo Records. Again, it's Mama and It's Gonna Get Better. Here is the American pressing of It's Gonna Get Better. I mean, Mama and It's Gonna Get Better. Same thing. Basically the same picture sleeve. I got a whole set of American singles. 4 singles were released. That's All, and Second Home by the Sea is the B-side, which makes this kind of an interesting thing. I also have seen copies of the single without the die-cut sleeve. So it was like a solid sleeve. I kind of wish that I had picked that up, because the more common sleeve is this one, this die-cut sleeve. And I thought it was cool when it had when it wasn't cut like that, but it would have been kind of neat, a neat set, you know, but. And I remember actually thinking, should I buy this? I guess I won't buy it. You know, save like $3, $2 or $3. Now I kind of wish I did pick it up. Here you go, Illegal Alien, and turn it on again. The new live version, but again, it's an edited version of the song. We're getting to the end here. And the 4th single, released in America, is Taking It All Too Hard, and Silver Rainbow is the B-side of this. So I don't know if there's any other territory that released either of these two songs, but here in America, and Taking It All Too Hard's a beautiful song. Silver Rainbow's pretty cool too. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with Abacab or this self-titled album from '83. I thought it was cool. I thought it was all right. Here's a promotional copy of That's All. Both sides, blue label, promotional copy. I think they're both stereo. Stereo and stereo, yep. Identical label, actually. Here is Land of Confusion. Oh, wait a minute. Oops. These are two, well, this record you've seen. This is the actual normal sleeve that this comes in. Okay, in this big sleeve. I don't know why it has to be an oversized sleeve. You know, gonna be sliding around in this thing, right? This one is one that I kept forgetting to show off. This is the picture disc of Illegal Alien. It's really weird shaped disc. All right, Illegal Alien and Turn It On Again live. Again. Turn It On Again. See, this is so freaking oddball. All right, look, see, it fits like that. All right. See, I keep these with like 10-inch records because this sort of fits in there. So I'll just put this over here for now. And now, then there's this. I hate this thing. I'm going to show it. See? Invisible Touch, The Last Domino. I hate Invisible Touch. I don't hate it, but I really don't like it. I'm really not fond of it. The Last Domino is on the B side here. The Last Domino is kind of a really great song, actually. And this is the British clear single of Invisible Touch. Here it is. See, it's clear. It's invisible. It's clear. Isn't that witty? Invisible Touch. You seem to have that invisible touch. Yeah. I really, if I never hear this song again, Invisible Touch, I will not cry. I will not miss it. It's not a song I'm fond of by any means, and I don't care. You know, I don't care if you like it. I'm just saying I don't want to hear it again. And when it first came out, I used to sing along with the record, man. I used to, you know, I used to sing with it. I don't want to sing with it anymore. Yikes. All right. Oh yeah, and then and then the you gotta like this. You gotta love. I mean, I did this in the other video, but I'll do it again here because this is so ridiculous. So look at this package, right? They put this single out, right? And this is the package that it came in, and this is how you unfold the thing. And look what it comes. Look what it looks like. What is that thing? Bzz. like a stinger. I don't get it. What the hell is this? Look at this. Is that stupid or what, man? That's stupid, if you ask me. It's stupid. I hate this. I do. I hate it. I think it's the dumbest thing. And I have no problem saying that. And, you know, if you feel differently, that's fine, man. I get it. You know, fans can be very loyal. And I'm loyal to a certain point. But when this single, I think it came out before the album, and it's just a crummy commercial with a stupidly folded sleeve. Whoever came up with that idea, special limited edition fold out sleeve. Special, it's stupid. I hate it. It's dumb. And I have 3 copies of this. 3 copies of this freaking stupid thing. Look, 2, 3. There you go. So I am guilty of being a big fan. That's what I'm guilty of. I'm a big fan. Here is In Too Deep. I love that song. Beautiful song. The B-side is Do the Neurotic, non-album instrumental track. Gens 2. Yeah, this weird fold-out thing was Gen 1, and this is GENS 2. Here is Land of Confusion and Feeding the Fire, which is one of, again, a great song. Phil Collins is just amazing on this track, Feeding the Fire. His vocals are amazing, and his drumming is fantastic. Everybody sounds great on Feeding the Fire, because Feeding the Fire is one of the most unworthy non-album B-side tracks ever. It's amazing that it was not on the album, because it is such a good song. Land of Confusion with these goofy puppets. Of course, it was groundbreaking back in '86. But it was. I'll admit it. All right, but Feeding the Fire. Oh, I'm not showing any of these records. There's nothing really to see. If you want to see what the record looks like, that you can look on Discogs. It ain't all that special anyway. You get to see the sleeve, right? So here is Gens 4, GENS 4. This is Tonight, 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 the edited version of Tonight, 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 and In the Glow of the Night. That's the B-side. Yeah, nothing special. And Gens 5, GENS 5, Throwing It All Away. And the B-side is I'd Rather Be You, another non-album track. It sounds like a Phil Collins solo record, for sure. The 7-inch has the studio version of Throwing It All Away. The 12-inch has a live version of Throwing It All Away. This is, I had a friend who I was working with, and she went to France, and I said, if you go to a record store there and you find some cool singles, I'll pay you for them. She came back with this, Invisible Touch. I was like, oh, thank you. I did pay her for it, though. It was a couple of bucks. And The Last Domino. See, the B-side's the good side. Invisible Touch. They should have recorded that and then thrown it away, I think. But that's just me. Here is the domestic pressing of Invisible Touch. What's on the B-side? Oh, The Last Domino. Okay, well, Land of Confusion. and Feeding the Fire. That was a good move by Atlantic, putting on a non-album B-side. Here is Tonight, 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 and In the Glow of the Night. These are both American domestic sleeves with the exact same catalog number, the exact same 2 songs, but they have two different sleeves. Okay, so I just had to get them both because, you know, I am a loyal fan. In Too Deep and I'd Rather Be You, domestic pressing. And here's Throwing It All Away and Do the Neurotic. Okay. Invisible Touch. Who wants this? You can have it. Oh, and then, Land of Confusion and Feeding the Fire, just another copy of it. You can have this too. If somebody takes this other single off my hands, great. All right, the last album that they released, 7-inch singles, was from, of course, We Can't Dance. And I picked these all up because they're beautiful and there are some non-album B-sides, right? Yeah, silver labels, but the picture sleeves themselves are just beautiful. I like. The B-side is Living Forever. That's an album track. Here's I Can't Dance and On the Shoreline. Great song, right? Hold On My Heart, nice ballad. Way of the World is on the album. Jesus, He Knows Me, and Hearts on Fire. That is another B-side, non-album B-side. And it's a pretty cool tune, actually. In a way, I can understand why it ended up being on the B-side, but it is a pretty cool song, actually. I like it. I have 2 copies of it. Here's Tell Me Why. And Dreaming While You Sleep, live, is the B-side. And Invisible Touch live, and Abacab live. On the previous video, I pulled this out and show you the little booklet and blah, 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 and talk about it. That is everything. This ran over, it's 1 hour and 14 minutes, basically. So it went much longer than I thought it would. I tried to do a quick one. See you next time.